Now after date planning, we'll talk about the resource planning. For resource planning, we have a work center. So specify work center categories. So 0006 is a category for the project management. It is a standard categories and which is always for a network. So what kinds of field selection we need, what kinds of screen sequence we need in a work center during creation of the work center, that can be maintained here. So whether that work center data contains any specific color that you want, that can be maintained the color coding system. Define usages. So these are the different work center is used in a different module. It is used in a production module, it is used in a project system, it is used in a plant maintenance, it is used in a quality management. So these kinds of work center are used against the order basically. So in PS it is used for a network order, so it is 003. So it is always 01 and 02, that is task list type. That is 01 is 0 is a standard network and 02 is a 01 is a master recipe. Specify person responsible for work center. You can be maintain the person responsible for work center across the plant with the employee ID. Like if 1000 is my plant, person responsible is 100100, person responsible name. So this already exists. So this is the way you can create a work center person responsible across your project system or plant. Finally save. Maintain default values in a work center. So you can store the default values for a work center. Work center category is always, you can maintain machine, labor or a project management. So typically for project management you have to maintain 0006. Now if I want the location is a production area, usages 001 and I have to save. So default values is maintained to minimize the entry of user during creation of the work center. I will show you how it occurs. I will open the new windows, go to logistic, project system, basic data, master data, work center and create work center. Now we have already created a work center for a category 100 and 006. You have to provide a name for the work center, PS, WC, PS. You can give any name. See, this location and usages by default get copy, which I have maintained as a default value. So this work center automatically whatever that prerequisite values I need to maintain here. So accordingly that values get copy in the system. Now if I maintain a person responsible, which I have maintained 999 200, I have to save. So next time I go for creation of work center, it will copy the person responsible also. Got it? So this is the reduce my work to creation of the work center, or this is reduce my data entry for a creation of the work center. Define screen selection for the work center. So what kinds of a screen you need? Basic data, capacities are needed during the creation of the work center, that you can be maintained here. So accordingly that screen will be get the priority. If you see in here, so this is the screen sequence, default value, capacity, scheduling. So this I am talking about the screen sequence. Now going to the material, procurement, define procurement indicator for the material component. Now if you want a material purchase equation get generated, you have different settings for the particular generation of the works, generation of the purchase requisition, or if you want a reservation, or if you want a preliminary requirement, you can be saved across the particular this one. So this is the priority, where from the stock will be get checked, whether it is a plant stock, project stock, or service order. Then the purchase requisition need, you have to need tick as the purchase requisition for a network. Then the item category, whether it is a non-stock item or a stock item. So you have to choose accordingly as per the requirement. If it is a preliminary requirement, you have to tick the preliminary requirement. And finally, you have to give the description. You can create a new entries, you can change in a existing, or you can copy and create a new. Now if I want to create a preliminary requirement, I have to copy, I have to tick. Preliminary requirement, that is does not contain any budget. And it will generate your purchase equation. As purchase equation is a commitment, so it will check the budget, but in preliminary requirement it will not check the budget, but later on it will check the budget. Check account assignment category and document type. Again same way, you have to provide a document type which is the appropriate document type from which your auto PR gets generated, whether it is a material or a service PR, which we will see how the auto PR gets generated in the next session. Define movement types for a material. So there are different kinds of movement types for a material in project system module. So 281 is a goods issue for a network, and 581 is a goods issue by product for a network. So this kind of a movement type, what kinds of movement types? So because your material get transit from one to other site, or one to other plant, or one storage location to other storage location, or in case of a goods issue, goods received, reversal of goods issue, goods received, that can be happen through the movement type only. So you have to set appropriate movement type. These are the standard movement types which provided by the SAP. Availability check, define checking rules. So PS is a rule which is already defined by the standard SAP, that is project system checking rules. Then define checking scope. So whether it is a individual requirement or a daily requirement, you have to select. So again, this is a standard one. You go to the details. So what kinds of stock will get considered, whether it is a safety stock, stock in transfer, stock in transit, inspection stock, that is a quality stock, including purchase order, purchase requisition, dependent requirement, reservation, sales requirement can be considered. So lots of availability check was there in the material for particular material. And finally assign this rule to checking control. So finally you have to assign the scope and rule for the control, that is PS01, 02, 03, 04, that is the control key. So check material along with the checking rule as a PS. Okay. For a PRT, if you want to production resource tool as a checking rule, then you can maintain for the same. Or if you don't want to maintain, you just say as a no check, and finally save. That is again depends upon the business requirement. Confirmation. Now here the each and every activity which is an internal activity need to be confirmed in the system. So you need to be have a confirmation parameters need to be maintained. So define confirmation parameters. Across plant, order type PS01. So whether it is a final confirmation or date in future need to be checked, work deviation, actual cost, if you need any error, goods movement, whether it is for material movements need to be checked during confirmation. These kinds of the set milestone should be automatic get confirmed. This can be process control parameters you can be set against the confirmation activity.